Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, we're going to be reading for Twin Flames current energy update for the month of April 2024. So, this very powerful Aries eclipse has arrived, right? We're only just a few days away. So, guys, it's the end of March. We're live streaming on 3:30. So, we're trying to get a couple of days ahead of the game anyway, right? I am going to talk to you about the eclipse energy. I'm going to talk to you about a few other cosmic influences, but I just want to remind everyone that we did go over all of the April transits, and that video can be found over on our YouTube channel under the live tab. All right, so let's talk about this Aries energy that's here. I feel like it's really, powerful. We have been saying that, but very exciting energy, definitely. I feel like everybody's starting to see some new opportunities or things opening up so that you have an opportunity to take a new action. And I feel like we're all kind of experiencing this energy. This, of course, could bring on some challenges as well as we're seeing all these new opportunities, right? But here's what I'm going to ask everyone. How do you feel that you are doing with implementation? Like, how do you feel that do you feel like you're implementing the spiritual lessons that you've learned? I know I feel like I do, or I am. Not perfect, of course, right? But I can definitely see improvement from, before my awakening journey and then, of course, after my awakening journey. So I just want to remind everyone to take it easy on themselves. This energy is very powerful. It's life-changing energy. And I feel like the different aspects that are happening is it doesn't, eclipses are already extra powerful. Remember North Node in Aries, so also extremely powerful, right? All right, I do also want to remind everyone that Mercury retrograde will start on the 1st. This energy has been here for a couple of weeks already as we were working through the shadow periods. So I feel like Mercury retrograde is a lot longer than people say, right? But it is supposed to run from April 1st until April 25th. And then we'll go back into the shadow period as it comes out of retrograde. So yeah, several more weeks here where this energy could cause some delays, some frustrations, communication issues, the X's, we've talked about it several times. Please remember, guys, retrogrades are an opportunity to revisit that planet's energy. I don't want you to be scared of retrogrades, especially Mercury retrograde. It happens three times a year at least, sometimes four. But here's what I'm going to say. I am definitely noticing the hiccups with this Mercury retrograde. Like I'm noticing some delays and things that I want to do. I'm noticing some communication issues arriving, right? So I feel like this Mercury retrograde is teaching me, especially today, that Mercury has hands, guys. Mercury has hands. I remember my son used to say that about, other things, not necessarily Mercury. But yeah, that's what I'm learning. And then top that off with this Aries solar eclipse. I mean, yeah, definitely could seem very challenging. So again, if you guys are looking for the hot dates, the April astrology, you can find that over on our YouTube channel. All right, guys, please remember we are multi-streaming, so we're on 3 different platforms at the same time, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We did have an issue with Facebook last time we were live streaming, so I don't see any issue today. I hope everything is working out okay. But please remember, if something happens on the platform you're watching from, you can always come watch us on any of the other 2 platforms, right? All right, so I am going to offer some free mini readings at the end of this live. I don't normally do that, guys. Normally, these are very challenging for me, and I just get out here and I just do the reading to the best of my ability. I just get in and out pretty quickly, right? But today, Spirit has informed me that we will be offering some mini readings at the end, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in just a moment. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the 5 ways that this April age solar eclipse is going to impact you personally, your personal life, how it's going to affect you. And again, it doesn't matter. When I say you, I mean anybody watching, anybody. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what type of awakening you're having. Remember, twin flame is just a specific type of spiritual awakening. There's several different types, right? Let's touch on that a little bit. I feel like I'm allowed to. I heard another twin flame reader over on YouTube discussing different types of spiritual awakening journeys, and we do that often here at PLR, right? We talk about Car accidents, traumatic situations can cause a spiritual awakening. We talk about drugs and how, an excess use of drugs can cause a spiritual awakening. We talk about the people that, I make jokes, but I say, like, they take their shoes off and walk barefoot to Tibet. They strip themselves of everything. They purposely are, doing the things to go out and find source. Several different types of ways, right? Near-death experience, I feel like that's one that I forget often. I don't really know how I could forget that as many as I've experienced. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like it's pretty interesting. These are all types of spiritual awakening journeys. Now, think about those types of spiritual awakening journeys that I just expressed to you, and then think of your twin flame spiritual awakening journey. So yeah, your twin flame journey compares to those things that I just mentioned, right? I feel like sometimes because we put this label like twin flames, it sounds like, I don't know, fabulous and fun and exciting. We don't really realize just how challenging this type of awakening is, right? All right, so here are going to be the 5 ways that it's going to impact you personally. After this, I'm going to look at 3 questions that you can ask yourself to see if you're prepared for this solar eclipse. And then I'm going to close it out with the 3 top ways that this solar eclipse is going to impact those of us that are on that specific twin flame current energy. Sorry, awakening journey. All right, so let's get started with the top 5 reasons or how it's going to impact you. So the first one you're going to see there, I put heightened spiritual awareness. So solar eclipses are always known to amplify this type of energy when it comes in. It's going to increase like your connection with the universe. And this April 8th eclipse is really not much different. I feel like it's actually a lot stronger and may open up new avenues of spiritual exploration for you. In other words, you'll be able to deepen your connection with source, with spirit. All right, so number 2, it's going to help everyone. Again, this is for everyone. Release of negative energy. So again, eclipses are considered to be powerful portals for releasing like old patterns, anything that feels like it could be blocking you or keeping you from being able to move forward on your spiritual path. I think it's pretty interesting because I feel like I can see this in my own journey, and to say that it's coming full circle would definitely be an understatement, right? And again, I do feel like this eclipse is going to provide everyone, not just those of us on this type of journey, everyone, this opportunity to let go of like past traumas or negative thought patterns. Those of us that are constantly thinking like in a negative type of way, right? And it's interesting because I spent some time with one of my boys today. I'm not going to say which one, doesn't matter, right? There's 3 of them, so good luck figuring it out. But anyway, I spent some time with him. We were going to go fishing, and then we had some other issues arise. We had to do some car stuff. But it was interesting because I noticed something. Do you guys notice in your children the things that you taught them that were wrong? Do you guys ever notice that? So I do. So like I, raised my children to be very independent and very prepared. I always mention, my parents passed away very early. Guys, if you have your parents, love them dearly, right? But so my logic or like thought process here was make them as strong as possible so that when they went out into the world, they could survive, right? Um, and one of the things that my son said to me today was I noticed that he had a little bit of like a negative Nancy type of energy, right? It's like one negative thought after another. And I was trying to like come up with a positive thought to replace that negative thought. And he's like, he kept having more and more and more. And I was like, this is so interesting. And so I realized, he told me, he said, Mom, you know what I'm doing, right? And I was like, no, son, tell me what you're doing. And he said, I'm doing what you told us to do. He said, you've always told us, 1, if you don't put yourself in the situation won't happen. But 2, if you do, come up with plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, yada, 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 right? And yes, this was literally like how I lived my whole life. Of course, in spiritual awakening, that changes, right? That changes. And we start thinking more positive. We realize that our negative thoughts are actually manifesting the issues that we're dealing with in the current moment, right? So I feel it's pretty interesting that this eclipse is coming at this time. It's definitely going to help all of us kind of release these negative thought patterns. All right, number 3, enhance intuition. And tell me if you guys are feeling this, because I feel this very strongly. And it's, I don't know, blowing my mind a little bit. So I feel like I'm not going to be the only one. So don't leave me hanging. Let me know if you like you are way more in touch with your intuitive abilities than you have ever been before. And you guys are going to start to feel this energy already. I know the eclipse isn't until the 8th, but it doesn't matter. The energy is going to be here before and the energy is going to be here after, right? But I feel like, again, we're just really getting some more clarity, I guess, what our intuitive abilities could be. I do feel that this particular eclipse is going to help everyone. So again, everyone, doesn't matter whether you know what type of awakening journey you're on, it's going to help you tap into your intuitive abilities more easily. I also think that it's going to help us with like increased self-trust, and again, a stronger connection to source. All right, so number 4 is spiritual rebirth. So I feel like this is my favorite. I feel like this is definitely what's happening right now. Solar eclipses always symbolize new beginnings and endings. It's what's known for this eclipse energy. I've been saying throughout the readings that you can take like a different direction in life when eclipses are here, right? So that definitely could be happening at this time. I feel that just just being able to release that baggage and being able to turn those negative thoughts into positive thoughts itself are going to help us close out old chapters where we felt stuck in that lower vibrational energy and not able to push forward. So that in itself is spiritual rebirth, right? And then number 5, I put alignment with higher purpose, because again, that's what eclipses do. They're also known for bringing like us into realignment, right? I always say we can't make a mistake on this journey, but we can definitely stray and cause delays. And what happens when we do those things? Spirit just brings us right back, and then we just go back at it again. So I like to call it realignment. I feel like sometimes those realignments can seem painful, and for some of us, really depends on how much spiritual work you've done up to this point. How challenging that realignment will be for each of us individually, right? I do feel like it's going to help us all gain clarity on what our purpose is. So I feel like we all kind of struggle with that from time to time. I don't feel like me so much because the birth charts, guys, birth charts are a screenshot of the universe when you were born, and you can study your birth chart, and it tells you so much information. Every time I think I've learned all there is to know, right? Which is no such thing. It's like there really is no such thing. It just keeps going. I can dive into it, a part of a chart that I thought I've known, figured everything out about, right, and learned something else. Like there's always more to learn. So, yes, if you don't have your birth chart, I definitely recommend it. Definitely could give you some clarity, right? Tim, one of our moderators, just recently sent me my human design chart. So I'm really excited to start diving into human design information, right? We're getting there, guys. It's just, I don't know, it's so much information. And, I learn the information and then I come back out here and try to show it to you, right? All right, so those are the top 5 ways that this April 8th solar eclipse is going to impact everybody on the planet, like absolutely everybody. Does not matter, right? Here are the 3 questions that you can ask yourself to see how prepared you are for this particular eclipse coming in on April 8th, right? So the first one I put, am I open and receptive to the transformative energy of the solar eclipse? In other words, like, are you ready to reflect? Do you have like willingness to accept change at this time? Are you ready to let go of old patterns or limiting beliefs? And so that's going to be question number 1. Question number 2 that you can ask yourself to see if you're prepared for this powerful eclipse. I put, how have I been nurturing my spiritual practice leading up to this eclipse? So ask yourself, have you been consistent with your spiritual activities such as meditation, prayer, mindfulness? Ask yourself, do you need to deepen those practices? Do you need to maybe seek guidance from maybe a spiritual teacher or a mentor, right? So that could be question 2 to ask yourself, see how prepared you are. And the last question I thought would be a good one to ask yourself to see how prepared you are for the April 8th solar eclipse is, what intentions or desires do you wish to manifest during and after the solar eclipse? And let's touch on this a little bit, because you're going to hear other people tell you that eclipses are not a time to manifest. You're going to hear other people tell you that eclipses are not a time to manifest, especially when you have Mercury retrograde, right? So here's what I'm going to say. Are there things working against us as we're trying to manifest things quickly? Yes, absolutely. That's true. Is our willpower stronger? Yes, absolutely. That's true. We see it every day, all day. Every day that we continue to push forward on this specific type of spiritual awakening journey, you're seeing your willpower, right? So you can take the challenges that come with, like, for example, Mercury retrograde that's causing delays, and you can get frustrated, or you can get set on your goals, set your intentions, right? That's Aries energy. It's like once you have something, I'm trying to think of like a phrase, a dog after a bone type of thing, right? Like once you have something and you know what you want, you set that Aries passionate drive in that direction and you go after what it is you want. So again, I feel like that's going to be a lot easier for people that have strong Aries placements. But if you feel uncomfortable, I say trust your intuition. You're going to know whether you need to sit down and set some intentions and do some manifestation rituals, or whether you need to take a little break and just kind of let spirit show you what the universe has to offer you. I mean, that's really the choice that you have there. I say stay positive and realize how powerful you are. All right, so now I'm going to show you, before we start the collective, I'm going to show you the spread that I'm going to offer you at the end of the collective. So of course, we're going to do our regular twin flame current energy spread. We've been doing this for several years now. I was wondering when I was setting up the live, I was like, man, I wonder what number this is. Like, I should have numbered these. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a whole journal of my entire journey, right? But I feel like, and they're all up there, guys. Totally go watch all of them. Somebody said something about that to me today, and I was like, yeah, my spiritual awakening journey is out there for the whole world to see. And I feel like I'm don't say everything, but I mean, I feel like I'm pretty open about what's happened in my journey, more so than some, right? So yeah, it's out there. But this particular spread that I made is going to show you how this solar eclipse is going to impact twin flames specifically. So only those of you that are on this specific journey. I want to remind everyone that not everyone has a twin flame, right? Again, different types of spiritual awakening journeys you can get here in a different way. And please understand that the whole world is awakening, right? Like mass awakening all over the entire world, right? At this time that Pluto is making this huge, 250-year transit. So I talked about that over on our Facebook. Guys, again, if you're not following us on Facebook, you're definitely missing out. Links are always going to be in the description box of the videos. But yeah, all this energy coming together, I mean, it's just not a coincidence. And I feel like this solar eclipse is very powerful for everyone on all spiritual awakening journeys. But I feel like we're going to get a little assistance here for those of us on this specific type of awakening journey, right? All right, so the first thing I feel like is going to happen is that accelerated growth and healing. I feel like this energy is going to provide us opportunities for deep self-reflection and awareness, which again will help us confront or release any emotional past traumas, right? I think that it's also going to help us with alignment and union. So it's going to help us actually align with our true self. Remember, I believe union is a little bit different than you'll hear other twin flame readers talk about, because I believe that we're always in union. I don't think that you're ever like in a separate, you're whole. You're always whole. You'll hear some twin readers talk about split souls and this type of thing. And I don't know. I feel like spirit's just never really shown me that. Again, twin flames, and then soulmates and karmics. Those are the three different types of relationships that you can have. And remember, not everyone has a twin. I do feel that this specific celestial event is going to assist all of us on this journey, this specific journey, to clear any energetic blockages or karmic patterns. And that's the part I want you to hear right there. Energetic blockages or karmic patterns. And that's keeping you from having what I would call divine union. Because again, I feel like you're always in union, you're whole, you're not half a soul trying to find the other half. Right? Remember, guys, I was always told from the very beginning of the journey, it's always about the purpose. It's not about the person. And again, I'm not saying the person is not important, and I'm not saying that 3D union wouldn't be the goal or amazing for most, right? I'm just saying that they're labels, right? And you can definitely look at them a little bit different. All right, and the last thing I think it's going to do for those of us on this twin flame journey, I feel like it's going to give us, like, again, that heightened spiritual connection, which again will give us like more guidance. So I told someone else this yesterday. I said I feel like I'm not really making any big moves at this time. I'm definitely considering everything for a long period of time. I'm you know communicating with spirit, with the universe. I'm paying attention to the signs, the synchronicities. I'm definitely focused. I feel like I do feel like I have caught a couple of times where I lost focus, right? I feel like spirit pointed it out to me right away. So that's going to be that heightened spiritual connection and guidance, right? It's almost like I can ask a question and get an answer, right? Let's see. Also, yes, I don't want to forget this part. I feel like this eclipse energy can actually facilitate the deeper connection. So even for those of you that feel like you're awakened, you have this connection to your higher self, to your divine, counterpart, all of these things, it could make it a deeper connection. So yes, very powerful eclipse coming in, of course, connected to that North Node in Aries, and then of course dealing with all the other transits such as Mercury retrograde can seem very challenging, right? But guys, this is the spread that I'm going to be offering at the end. All right. I see everybody coming in. Michelle on Facebook, Diana, Jenna, Miss Tina. Hello. Hello, ladies. All right. I feel like this one was a little bit easier to prepare for. It was so easy to like find the things to talk about, right? Like, I mean, astrology is so big, you can't get away from it, right? All right, so here's how we're gonna go: masculine, feminine energies. I'm starting out with my new oracle set, the Magical Spirit. We'll change them up as we get going. Looking at the masculine energy, the feminine energy. Please remember, everyone has both. Of course, this reading can resonate with you in many different ways, depending on what type of spiritual awakening journey you're on. Just know this, that if you're having a spiritual awakening, your goal right now is to balance your internal masculine and feminine energies, regardless of who catapulted your awakening or how, right? All right, so we have the mind coming out for masculine energy, and I do feel like there is some struggle with the mind. I'm going to show the booby card. I hope we don't get in trouble for it. It's going to be number 23. And I'm definitely getting this energy like divine masculine is struggling in the headspace, right? I mean, it could have something to do with crown chakra, but I think it's more third eye. And I think what's happening for divine masculine is this third eye has tried to activate or awaken before. And I feel that divine masculine has kind of like squashed it or suppressed it or held it back, right? And yeah, it's not allowed anymore, right? Like I definitely feel like just as it was for divine feminine, we got to this point in our journey where it's like spirit doesn't let us mess around anymore. It's like we had to remove the toxicity, we had to start cleansing everything out. And when we do try to mess around, I feel like again, it's like we're instantly getting the spankings, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. But masculine energy, again, masculine energy is having mass awakening, and it seems like they're having their awakening all at one time, which I find super interesting, and you'll hear other readers talk about that as well. But I do feel like in the headspace, there is some activity, there is some confusion, there's frustration. And I think that they're also starting to see that free will, play out here in this specific type of journey, right? It's almost like, yeah, you can have free will, you can ignore this, you can suppress it, you can not pay attention, but then spirit shows you how powerful spirit is, right? All right, let's look at the feminine energy. So we have number 1. I love that. It's almost like the beginning, the Fool card, taking leap of faith, right? So we have, there is a reason you have those dreams. It's the mystic, intuition, high priestess comes out, visionary. I had a friend say something to me about the high priestess energy today. So high priestess energy, I feel like we are going to resonate with a specific energy. We're either going to resonate with that high priestess energy, or we're going to resonate with the divine feminine energy of like the empress, right? Here's what I'm going to say. The high priestess has been my favorite card since like day one. I've always liked her because it's like, you know how on this journey we have like so much confusion, we get so much self-doubt, right? We struggle with the self-doubt. And so I just love the high priestess because she sits right there. She sits at that veil where she's able to communicate with spirit. She's communicating on the 3D and the 5D. It's like she has access to both lanes, right? Information comes in and out. It's like she doesn't have to battle to put the pieces together. That's what the high priestess card means. It's like putting the pieces together, figuring out the mystery, right? So high priestess, I think a lot of us resonate with that energy, and it's because that's the goal, right? That's the goal. That's where we're headed. And I mean, how interesting is it too that we have this solar eclipse happening on April 8th. And, you know, I don't know, did I mention it? I hope I mentioned it. But, you know, when eclipses happen, that's another time where they say like the veil is thinner, right? Like the veil is thinner and you're able to get messages back and forth. And that's going to be for everyone. That's going to impact everyone, whether, again, you know, whatever type of awakening path or journey you're on. The mystic, I feel like this is divine feminine tapping into, I'm actually going to say some 5D energy. And it's almost like something soothing about it or comforting about it. All right, let's do the bridging energy. So remember, the bridging energy is going to be your current spiritual lesson. This is what you're learning together at the same time. And it doesn't matter like what type, like if this is internal masculine feminine, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, 3D counterparts, it doesn't matter. It can be different people, different places, but it's the same lesson at the same time. All right, emotions comes out. Alchemy, processing, and sensitivity. It says honoring the flow of all the emotions. How interesting. Rebirth is on the bottom. How many times do you guys think I said the rebirth word when we were talking about this Aries eclipse? This is definitely a time of spiritual rebirth, right? All right, so I'm told we're going to read the emotions card. Number 38. Guys, if you're ever listening to me and you're wondering like who told me, spirit, source. I like to call him God. We all have different labels that we put on the things. I had someone else ask me one time, they're like, Rosa, how do you know that that's who you're talking to? Because when I listen, good things happen everywhere for all involved, right? All right, fluidity, alchemizing, processing, and sensitivity. My emotions are honored, processed, and healing. It says emotion, energy, and motion. Ooh, I like that. Emotion, energy, and motion. It says emotions must be allowed to express, flow, and transmute, not be neglected, overflowing, or left stagnant. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Actually, just had this conversation. Yeah, I believe that my side of the debate was that we can't ignore our bodies when they're in pain, right? Like self-care is not about not making yourself push forward. It's not about laying in bed and sleeping all day. Self-care means that you are active and healthy and take care of yourself and you don't ignore things, right? Like that's self-care. So that's interesting because it's going to be bridging energy. And I was talking smack like just a couple of days ago, like I knew, you know, like I wasn't doing it too. Bridging energy means we're both doing it, right? All right, it says navigating emotions can be tricky, but above all else, they must be honored, they must be processed, and they must be respected. This doesn't mean that we give into the whims of every emotion we feel. We still have a responsibility to use our better judgments when deciphering them. For instance, emotions feels when the intuition knows. Get curious about them. Where is it coming from? Why am I feeling this? How can I better move through it? It says, if you are a sensitive, you must protect yourself from getting lost in the chaos of emotions. It can be too much. Sometimes they can send us spiraling into deep despair or joyful naiveness. All right, so I'm definitely getting in trouble. And here's what I'm going to say. Something happened to me this weekend where it wasn't this weekend. Today is what? Saturday? It was. It was my weekend. But anyway, where it was like I was supposed to be focused on the present and what was happening in the present. And that could be the rebirth that we're experiencing too, is this lack of us being in the present, right? Like worried about future or worried about past. But that's what kind of what's happening. And we're also learning, and tell me if you guys are learning this too, but it's like we're also learning that we can't allow people to take our happiness, right? So, and how do we do that? Like if we're not in the present, right? If we're not experiencing our present moment, we don't have gratitude for what's happening in the present, then people can come and do things and then take your happiness, right? Like that's kind of what I'm getting with that emotions card. But it's also about not ignoring things, right? Like we can't ignore it. I was telling someone, I said, this journey is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like we got a long ways to go. Like you gotta face the things and deal with them now, type of thing, right? All right, so let's look at that mind card for Divine Masculine. I do feel like there is a struggle in the mind. It definitely could be like, third eye activation. It's like once you see the things, you can't unsee the things, right? All right, so 7 of coins comes out. 7 of coins card. You guys see the death card coming out. So there's a breakdown of the ego mind for Divine Masculine is what I'm getting. And what does that mean? Again, it's a label, so it sounds kind of scary and it sounds like, oh my gosh, what's happening to the masculine? What's happening to the masculine is that their old belief system doesn't work for them anymore, right? So maybe the masculine didn't believe in God before this activation, right? And now their third eye is activated, and it's like they're like the high priestess sitting at the veil, getting all the information, right? And I mean, you can only ignore spirit so long. Like, so let's say, for example, spirit tells me, we got to read this card, we got to do this thing, we got to say whatever, and I'm like, no, I don't want to say that. It's too personal. I don't want to talk about it. I promise you, it will just keep coming up. I'm definitely learning. Like, just get it out, Rosa. Just spit it out, move on quickly. You know what I'm saying? But definitely some ego death happening over here on the masculine side. The 7 of coins says be patient. We have King of Coins. So this is why it's happening for Divine Masculine, because King of Coins is about responsibility. So they're definitely having to take some responsibility for some energies over here. And that could be what's also causing the breakdown of the ego or like the mind, right, for Divine Masculine. And I don't know how to say that without it sounding a certain type of way. So just take it however it resonates. But there's definitely a struggle in the headspace, in the mind with Divine Masculine. It's like they want to be able to step up to the plate and be this protector and provider and do this thing. But there's definitely like some old stagnant spiritual beliefs that are holding this energy back, right? The 7 of coins is definitely giving me that be patient with me type of energy. All right, I don't know if I mentioned, but I pulled out Elemental Wisdom. Sandra gifted me these. The Mystic is intuition, high priestess, and visionary. I feel like, do you guys feel like visionaries? Do you guys feel like you finally can see where you're headed, like where all this is going, all the lessons you've learned in your spiritual awakening journey from the beginning to where you are now, and how you're implementing them and using them to move forward? I mean, I feel like I can, and it's amazing. So the message did say there is a reason you have those dreams. Guys, check out my dream journals in the description box of the video. I even have this guided dream journal where it's going to ask you specific questions so it can help you interpret your dreams. I know a lot of you think that you don't dream for one. It's not true, guys. It's not true. Everybody dreams. You just don't remember your dreams. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It's going to step on some toes. Are you ready? And I know because I did it. So this is how I know, okay? But if you don't remember your dreams, ready? It's very likely, and I mean most likely, that you are putting something in your body
that is impacting you being able to remember your dreams. And I mean, that could be anything. That could be anything. It could be medications. It could be, toxic things. It could be booze, drinks, alcohol. It could be smoking too much pot. Did you know that's a thing? Like, I did not know that was a thing, guys. I've definitely always been like herbal friendly. I've just always thought, like, it cures cancers. It helps people. Like, I could never see anything bad. I got a 3-year lesson on why balance is important, right? Did you know that you can smoke too much and throw yourself into like a spiritual psychosis? Did you guys know that? You can drink too much. And I mean, talk about, like, this is interesting for me, especially because when I had my dark night of the soul, I was actually still drinking at that time. So pretty interesting, right? It's like you can do too much of something. It's not moderated, it's not balanced, and you can, too far into the dark, right? Um, Dreams are important. Write your dreams down. If for some reason you're like, Rosa, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, I still can't remember my dreams. Okay. Write down your first few thoughts of the day every day. Like when you wake up, just open your dream journal and write down those first few thoughts. Whatever comes, I don't know, take 2 minutes, take 2.5 minutes, take 3 minutes, take 5 minutes. You know what I mean? But write those thoughts down, because I promise you that when you go back and start reading through those pages, when you go back and start putting those pieces together, you're going to see that those first few thoughts were most likely what you were dreaming about, right? It's going to end up making a story, and you get these aha moments. At least that's how it works for me. If you guys have the dream journals, let us know, like, in the comments. And I say that, and then I don't even know if I remember to save the comments for this live. All right, the Mystic, we do have the Two of Coins coming out. So Two of Coins does say that you could feel like you're being stretched in too many directions. And I kind of feel like what's happening is we're feeling counterpart energy a lot, right? And so a lot of us struggle with, am I feeling their energy or am I feeling my own energy? That's a big issue on this specific type of awakening journey, right? So I think the easiest way to do this is to ground yourself and, one, understand that it's very possible that what you're feeling may not even be yours. But does that mean that you can ignore it? No, because the energy's still there. You still have to cleanse it, right? You have to do things. So the Two of Pentacles for me, and I do see sign, but it's definitely been giving this make it work type of energy. Make it work. Make something work. Do something so that you can balance it out, right? We have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is soulmate energy. It's partnership energy. It's working together. It's mutual respect. We talked about the 3 different types of relationships right before we started the collective, right? Will mention it again. Ready? Twin flames. That's just a label. It's a type of relationship. It's a catapult spiritual awakening, right? And not everyone has one. Remember that. And don't be like sad if you don't. I'm just saying. Soulmates. Soulmates are the best relationships you can have, right? They're not always love relationships, but if you can get a Two of Cups love relationship, oh my goodness, right? I give to you, we give to each other, we respect each other, take from each other, we don't treat each other like crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, soulmates are wonderful relationships. Now, does it mean they're perfect? Like, no, absolutely not. They're not perfect. Everything's going to take work. But here's the thing about a soulmate that I can tell you that's different is they're going to have that equal effort. So they want it to make, like, they want it to work just as much as you do, right? Soulmate energy. Karmic energy, they don't want anything to work, because karmics are there to teach us very important life lessons, right? So Two of Cups coming out, you need to make something work in a partnership, in a relationship. You need to respect one another is most likely what it says. And Three of Coins is here, and I feel like it is about the respect because it's about working together. The Three of Coins is teamwork. It's teamwork, but it's that card that, normally we see it and it shows the people working together in the church. Again, this is going to be one of those cards where I pick the elemental wisdom and he's up there by himself. It's him and the angel, right? And it's the angel that blows the horn when we hear our calling. Like, how interesting is that, right? All right, let's look at the emotions card. It said alchemy, processing, and sensitivity. I feel like everybody's really sensitive right now. This Aries energy is no joke, guys, no joke. But then all the other aspects happening, I mean, it's definitely, again, it's exciting, it's passionate, it's fun, but it's also going to be challenging, right? So look at that. The High Priestess comes out. We were just talking about her, my favorite card. So look at us putting the pieces together, right? processing the information about the journey that we're on. You guys see the lovers come out? Big confirmations from spirit. Thank you so much. And the Fool, 3 major arcana is coming out back to back. I just gotta see if there was more. Page of Coins would have been next. On the bottom, look at this. Oh my gosh, wow, this gives me cold chills. 10 of Swords on the bottom. So 10 of Swords says we are bringing a completion to a painful life cycle. And this is overall energy because it's bottom of the deck energy, right? But let's talk about these 3 major arcanas here with the emotions card. So it's like spirit is helping. Remember, I talked about that solar eclipse. You're going to have a stronger connection to source. Your intuition is going to be heightened. Telepathy is probably going to be strong. And I want to say probably going to be like it's been getting strong for like, what do you guys say, the last several weeks? Really, I guess since about January 1st. It just keeps building and building and building, right? I do feel like some of us could have had some limiting beliefs in that situation that could have kept us from taking leaps of faith when it comes to that form of communication, right? But the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Fool, it's definitely about the communication. It's definitely about the connection to source. It's your telepathy. It's sitting at the veil and understanding you have the information from both sides. When you have that information, it shouldn't be hard for us to take the leap of faith the Spirit, I think, is about to ask us to take, right? All right, so I've pulled out Magical Times. And I'm going to do Head, Heart, and Higher Self. So remember, when we do this card, we're looking at masculine's headspace, their current thoughts, feelings, and higher self lesson. Of course, we'll do divine feminine also, but we're going to start divine masculine. The happiness card is here. So this is in the headspace. This is the goal, right? Immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. So the goal is happiness, but Spirit is actually showing them that they need to, one, be present, because that's how you're going to cultivate those little moments. But realize that that's joy, that's happiness, that's what you're looking for, that's what you're trying to do, right? The bird is sticking out to me also. Spring is the rise here, right? We just had that spring equinox at the end of March 20th, I believe it was. I feel like it's only, the 30th, and summer's here. So spring was like a week long where I'm at. It's already humid, like the room I'm doing the reading in. Oh my gosh, it's gotten warm quickly. All right, in the heart space for masculine energy, I have expectation. Be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music that your heart's been waiting to hear. What I'm getting in the heart space is a little bit of like disbelief, like magical disbelief. Like, is this really happening? I can't believe this is happening type of energy here. Again, that could be telepathy. Remember, we always think that telepathy is like through the third eye or the crown chakra or I don't know, but it's the heart space, you guys. It's the heart. It's through one heart. It's the energy back and forth, back and forth. That's the communication. So this could definitely be a message from Divine Feminine that there are expectations of something, or maybe even allowing Divine Masculine some comfort in knowing that as they work through this journey that, the good things will come and everything passes type of energy, right? Definitely could be some back and forth there. All right, for higher self, I see the journey card, and discernment's going to be on the bottom. So big confirmation from Spirit that Divine Masculine is having this awakening process and learning about the specific journey that they're on. The journey card says, focus on how far you've come and not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. On the bottom, the discernment card. So remember, this is going to be the overall energy for masculine. We have see the truth in the situation. Use common sense. Do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. All right. So I pulled out the light seers for divine masculine. We'll put the elemental wisdom over here. So happiness, expectations, and the journey card. Hi, Pooja. So big confirmations for divine masculine coming in. I had heard somebody say eye awakening or eye opener, something like that. All right, let's look at that happiness card. Immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Knight of Swords is here. How interesting. Knight of Swords is a breakup card. I want to stop saying that. I don't want to say breakup card. Just because I say a breakup card doesn't mean like I'm telling you to go break up with somebody. I'm just saying, like, come on, let's think things through. But is it possible that you need to break free from something that's restricting you? Definitely, absolutely. And Knight of Swords in the light series, it's like you finally have some clarity or some understanding of what's been holding you back or not, or keeping you from being able to move forward. So it's like this rush to go in, right? The crow is definitely sticking out to me. We talked about crows last week several times. Crows are messengers. I got in trouble for telling Michelle that they are for protection. Guys, it is protection, okay? I'm the Aries. I like to argue with spirit on a regular basis. I don't recommend it. But here's my perspective, or like my log, my theory of why I say, because yes, they are messengers. When you hear them crowing at you, they are sending you messages. It could be from anywhere, spirit, ancestors, who knows, right? But I feel like they're warnings, right? Like how many of you guys feel like when you see a crow or hear a crow, like it's warning you that there's something ahead, right? Like pay attention, take extra caution, right? I told this story about me and my daughter-in-law. We went on this, we had to go run some errands one day, and these crows just kind of kept coming and crowing at us as we were getting in the car. And I was thinking, yeah, I understand, but I still had to run these errands. And it was interesting the things that happen, like that we've seen car accidents and trucks stuck in the road, and there's definitely some delays. Should we have stayed home that day and just waited and ran those errands the next day? Yeah, absolutely, right? So I feel like if we pay attention to the messages, then the crows could definitely be protection, right? But there's something about like wanting to quickly deliver a message, wanting to quickly get free from something like this. We have the Five of Swords coming out. I love how he's holding his head in the Five of Swords because it always gives me this energy like he has a headache. It's interesting. I had a headache right before I started the live, which is really rare. I don't normally get headaches, but pretty interesting that comes out. And here's the meaning to the light seers, Five of Swords. You see this little man kind of like ascending back there in the background, about how he could be having some negative thoughts, but he needs to let something go that's restricting him from being able to ascend. And most times that's our, again, limited beliefs and negative thinking, right? Eight of Pentacles is focus, dedication. It's also about your craft, because I know it's work, right? It's work related, but Divine Masculine, you craft something, you make something. You see all the tools that she has on her desk, like she has crystals, she has sage, she has, you see them all on her desk there. And it's because this is your craft or part of your craft, right? I feel like you are not focusing on what you need to focus on. And because of that, it's causing you, I mean, it could literally be causing somebody a headache, right? But it's causing you to like overthink something, be fearful of something. Again, not be present, right? And it's interesting because we have Page of Wands coming out with expectations. And remember, Page of Wands is that card that says spiritual awakening, right? It's actually about being excited to take spiritual awakening. Ten of Swords comes out. Ten of Swords is again completion to a painful life cycle. We've seen it on the bottom of that divine wisdom. So when we did the current energies, we also have the Wheel of Fortune here. So what's happening in the heart space is it is going to be a message from Divine Feminine. It's pretty direct. And the Wheel of Fortune says that it's time. It's just time that we do something. Page of Swords, spiritual awakening. Ten of Swords, bringing something painful to a completion. And the Wheel, it's time. So Divine Feminine is very strongly expressing to Divine Masculine. I almost said tired of waiting. Oh, that would be some pretty high expectations, right? But it's like not just tired of waiting for like union or anything like that, but just tired of waiting for watching them. The longer we take to accept the awakening journey that our soul chose for us, the more, how I would say, like, we got to get to the bottom of the well before we can rise. So it's like, I get frustrated watching the energies get further and further and further down because, they're as strong as they are and as powerful as they are and have no quit attitude whatsoever. But you can see the breakdown. You can see it mentally and you can see it physically. And I just kind of get frustrated with that, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if there's some expectations coming from Divine Feminine about their spiritual awakening journey and how, yeah, like it's time. All right, the journey card comes out for higher self, which is interesting because it's not only divine feminine sending the message, but it's also higher self sending the message. And this message isn't about who you're with, what you're doing, what job you're doing, whether you choose awakening or not. This message is about choosing yourself. This message is about focusing on yourself and the ailments that you have as divine masculine, right? All right, it says focus how far you've come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. Two of Wands comes out. Two of Wands says you have an important decision to make. And you see that little van in the corner? It says it's very possible that you may have to travel. I'm going to say you are having to travel because Ten of Wands comes out. Ten of Wands is about releasing heavy burdens. We talked about that with that eclipse energy. So divine masculine definitely focused on spiritual awakening. It's like whether they're choosing to or not, whether they're scared to listen to the message, hear the calling or not, it's like the higher self is showing them the process. Again, it's like this energy, like it's time. It's also very possible that I'm getting in trouble right here. See that Nine of Cups? Nine of Cups is divine wishes being granted. I was just fixing to say before I turn the card over that it's also very possible this divine masculine, this is what they want, right? This is what they want. This is what they're praying for. They're tired of the heavy burdens. They're tired of the stress. They're tired of the exhaustion. They're tired. And it's interesting though, because when we're at this point in divine feminine, you did it too. But it's like when we're at this point in our journey, we actually realize just how strong we are. We're so strong, we fight the universe, for Pete's sake, right? On the bottom is Queen of Wands, divine masculine. Be confident in your abilities. All right, so next I'm going to do divine feminine, head, heart, and higher self. Shannon, hi, new Aries. All right, divine feminine energy, head, heart, higher self, what you're thinking, what your feelings are, and what your higher self lesson is. So adversity, you're thinking, I almost said a bad word. You're thinking something's hard, challenging, right? And I said that. I said with this Aries energy, like it's exciting. Yes, it's fun. New opportunities are here and we can see like light at the end of the tunnel type of energy. Yes, super exciting. But is it going to be easy? Is it just going to fall and land in our lap type of energy? No, it's definitely challenging. So it says, see the gifts in challenge. One can be taught within the calm, but the greatest lessons are learned from the storms. That's facts right there, right? We have the love card here. It says, listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1 million reasons to love. So that could be message from divine masculine to divine feminine. Manifestation is here for higher self. It says, your dreams have untold energy. Open the door and let them live. Desire and belief are your power. Okay, so I got a really direct message with this card when I turned it over for divine feminine. I'm just going to spit it out. Something's going to happen where, again, we think that something's supposed to be a certain way, especially for divine feminine. I feel like divine masculine is definitely like more open to different possibilities. It's like they know it doesn't have to be a specific type of way, and divine feminine just has like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, no, I want it this way, and it's going to be this way, and it just has to be this way. Here's the lesson, ready? Divine feminine, I feel like Spirit's been telling me this for quite some time. The masculine's awakening is not going to look like divine feminine's awakening. It's just not. It's going to be completely different. And for some, it may look so different that divine feminine thinks the masculine's not awakening. Be cautious in your judgment. Be cautious. Spirit knows what he's doing. Like there's a purpose for everything that happens. On the bottom, I did see the partnership card. It says, learn to grow with others, overcome obstacles by working together, and touch each other's hearts while life lasts. I also seen the friendship card. I'm going to read it too. It says, be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let the others go. All right, I'm going to use the Unicorn Tarot for divine feminine. After I get a drink of water. Diana's got a list for us already. These are going to be mini readings, guys. Three cards. As soon as I said that it was going to be 3 cards, I heard the word 6. So I wonder what that means. Maybe we'll clarify. I don't know. I intended to keep them small. 3 cards. I have Twitch open. I can look. I can go look right now. I need to refresh. I've been trying to remember to open it up when we are doing the live so I can see over there. Especially like, ooh, the Reiki flow. See, there's somebody right now. I wonder if I can show you guys. No, I better not. But there's somebody that I would like to do a raid if we can. So if you guys have the Twitch, join us on Twitch, right? All right, let's keep an eye on that list. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's not let it get past 11. Okay, 11 on the list. Please, ladies, I love you so much. I do not see anybody on Twitch, guys. Just me. It says 1. I'm assuming that's me. All right. Still growing over there, guys. I think we're at 191 is the last one I see. All right, let me know when we get to that 11, and I will put that closed list banner to run across there. All right, let's look at Divine Feminine. Adversity, we don't like it, but it's definitely challenging, and it's changing our lives. I'm to the point where, look at that, Divine Fate, Ace of Wands comes out. I'm to the point where I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I know it's been challenging. I know it's been painful, but it's making me badass. So I'm just so grateful for this journey, right? So is there adversity? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm done talking smack about it. I'm done going, oh my God, it's so hard. Oh my God, I'm just done with that, because look at the amazing things that we're doing as we implement the lessons that we've learned, right? So Ace of Wands, big confirmation. I feel like this should be a major arcana. It's not. It's Divine Fate, passionate action. You have the High Priest back out, a completely different tarot set. I just want to point that out. And the Lovers coming back out again, completely different tarot set. How interesting, right? So remember, the Lovers is my clue card for the Twin Flame journey. But of course, that's not the meaning of the cards. People are like, does the Lovers mean Twin Flame? No, absolutely. When Rider-Waite made these cards a long, long time ago, and Rider-Waite did not make the unicorns one, by the way, but all tarot kind of goes based on that original tarot set, right? And when he made this card, the Lovers, it was not this fantasy fairy tale that we tell people these days. You'll hear people say, oh, this is your soulmate. This is your love of your life. You're going to get married. You're going to live happily ever after. No, absolutely not. That is not the meaning of the card. The card actually means that you choose to love and heal yourself, so that you can attract a better partner, so that you can be a better partner, right? I feel like it's more about being a better partner. We're always so worried about what we're attracting, what other people are doing. If we put all that focus into ourselves and what we were doing, that alone would be a better place, right? Does that say Junior? Super cool. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, it's about choosing ourselves, right? So listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1,000,000 reasons to love. That's going to be in the heart space. I feel like that's actually the message from Divine Masculine. So remember, the message from Divine Feminine was the expectations. And there is this expectation of Page of Wands, get your butt in gear. It's time for your spiritual awakening, right? And the love card, it's definitely coming with a lot more compassion. There's a lot more empathy that's normal for Divine Masculine. So here's what I'm going to say. It's very possible, too, that not only is Divine Masculine having this third eye activation, but maybe also having heart chakra activation, right? So heart chakra activation could, of course, there could be some symptoms there. There could be some pain. I'm always going to say, go to the doctor, have it checked out. Remember when I had mine? Junior remembers, but remember when I had mine, like I went to 2 different hospitals. So I'm just saying, like, go check things out. But if you get, a clear bill of health, this could definitely just be heart chakra activation. And it just means that you're finding yourself more compassionate than you probably ever were before, right? All right, Page of Wands. I want you to see the Page of Wands, two different tarot sets. You guys see it? In the heart space, big confirmation, the messages back and forth. Thank you, Spirit. All right, the Death card again, Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is here always. I'm just going to let you guys know that's counterpart energy. Knight of Pentacles, look at Divine Masculine, ready to plant the seeds. Wow, interesting. So Knight of Pentacles is normally the card that we see where it shows them, they always have the pinnacle, and the yard or the ground or the soil or whatever is like, it's toiled or tilled or whatever they call it, where it's like turned over and it's like ready to be planted, but the planting is not actually happening. And the Knight of Pentacles, with this coming right after this Death card, it's definitely telling me like this energy is excited to start doing the work. That's beautiful to see. All right, manifestation for divine feminine higher self lesson. So your higher self is teaching you that your dreams have an untold energy. You have to open the desire and let the door and let them live. This part always sticks out to me though. It says desire and belief are your power. So divine feminine, how strongly you believe in yourself, right? How strongly you desire what it is that you want. So the Two of Pentacles comes out. I'm going to show you guys again because we've had that Two of Pentacles earlier. Again, two different tarot sets here. And Two of Pentacles again says that you need to bring balance to a situation and you need to make something work. We also have Wheel of Fortune. Look at this. It's almost like Spirit got spanking from, I'm sorry, it's almost like masculine got spanking from divine feminine with the expectations, and the higher self for divine feminine is like, okay, but here's yours in return, right? Wheel of Fortune says it's time. It's time. Ace of Cup over emotion. It could also be about intuitive hits, but I think it's the overflow of emotion. Three of Wands is on the bottom. Again, time to take action towards your future. The Three of Wands is that card that normally shows those ships out in the ocean, and it says, your ships are here. All right, so I'm going to pull message cards, and I am going to pull from the OGs, right? So these are the, I made these from my own journey. But I think that's why you guys like them so much, because they're real, right? They're not just like, I don't know, lame or cheesy or simple, right? They're not simple. All right, here we go. I'm going to start three from masculine to feminine. Remember, these could be 3D messages, which just means something that they've said to you before, so it's just going to give you confirmation. These could be 5D messages, something you could feel like maybe you dreamed it. These could be things they want to say but feel like they can't for whatever reason. They're scared, they're shy, I don't know. These could be higher self messages, like higher self wants you to have this message. All right. So 3 from divine masculine to divine feminine. It's easier for me to run. Don't give your credit away to anyone. I need you to stay. We're going to touch on them just a little bit. It's easier to run. I feel like, again, this is confirmation that divine masculine just can't run anymore. It's just, we're all just kind of being forced to be accountable, right? And face our things. Don't give your credit away to anyone. This was a message that I received because I was constantly giving my credit away to other people. Remember, this journey is about you. It's your purpose. It has nothing to do with anyone else. I always say it's not about the person, it's about the purpose. Now, again, it doesn't mean that the person is not important. Take it how it resonates. For some of you, this is internal. They're not even an actual 3D counterpart. But for those of you, here's what I'm going to say. I'm so grateful for my 3D counterpart energy, because if it wasn't for that energy, I would still be stuck in that very unhealthy, unhappy karmic marriage. And I would still be, working for the man, suffering, struggling, low vibrational energy. I wouldn't know how to meditate. I wouldn't know how to heal myself when, the things happen in life that we have to heal from, right? So very grateful for that person. But I do understand that it's about this purpose. It's about me coming out here and doing these readings so you guys can remember who you are and what is and what you're supposed to be doing with the energy that you've stored since you awakened, since you met this person, right? So I need you to stay is here because I do feel like divine masculine could feel divine feminine pulling away. This happens all the time. It's very rare that these energies are in complete alignment. It's usually divine feminine always a little bit ahead. And I do feel that as we're going through this process, divine feminine is going to take these leaps and bounds, right? I'm having a hard time letting go was on the bottom. All right, let's do 3 from divine feminine to divine masculine. Same thing. 3D, 5D could have already been said. Gives you confirmation. Could be higher self message. I know who we are. I'm glad you got to vent. Ooh, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Why do I matter so much? 4 roses on the bottom. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna leave it alone. I don't feel like we're expecting, or not expecting, escaping. 4 roses is about escaping, right? Like when we're feeling too much pain and we don't want to deal, so we just go, pump something into our body, cause us to not feel it. I don't think that's what it is. I think it was spirit trying to tell me that I couldn't escape talking about the venting. So I'm getting in trouble right here because I vented to someone, and then someone else vented to me, and so when I vented, I was met with compassion and understanding and empathy. And when someone else vented to me, they were not, well, I don't want to say they weren't met with compassion and understanding and empathy, but could have been more compassionate or maybe more understanding or more empathetic. Yes, definitely. All right, so now I'm going to close it out with some guidance, and then we'll go check out that reading list. Guys, don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we get to talk about the astrology for the week of the 7th through the 13th. So we're really going to dive into the solar eclipse even more. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be offering some free solar eclipse readings. All right, Magical Spirit Oracle again for guidance. I'm going to pull a few of them, I believe, and then I'm going to read one of them out of the book. All right, so we have the Sun card here. It says, be patient, it will come. The Sun, manifestation, power. 1111 is here. How many of you guys are seeing 1111? I was with a friend the other day and I seen 1111 in the morning and 1111 at night. And he was like, again? I said, again. All right, number 10, it says, it's okay to forget and then remember all over again. The Voyager, we got this card several times last week, so I'm not really too surprised to see it now. Return home, lessons, and realization. And then we have the Red Rose. I feel like this is my favorite card. We're going to read the Be Patient Sun card, but this is quickly becoming my favorite card. The Red Rose, it says, don't worry, darling, you'll find your way. Overcoming obstacles, finding joy, and carefree. That carefree is sticking out to me. That's the message Spirit wants us to have right now, because that's what I was feeling, where I was definitely feeling tested, where like I'm in this higher vibrational energy. I'm experiencing happiness and joy. I'm present. And it was like one test after another trying to draw me away from that energy, which it actually ended up succeeding. And I definitely had to go find some quiet time and kind of ground myself and bring it back together. But that's implementation, right? On the bottom, I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. The magic card, it says power, beginnings, and transformation. Number 8. I think we're actually supposed to read number 11. So it is the Sun card. It says, be patient, it will come. Manifestation, power, and 11. All right. So the Sun, manifestation, power, masculine energy. Just want to point that out. 1111. Affirmation spell. It says, I trust in my power to manifest my desires. I trust in my powers to manifest my desires. I trust in my powers to manifest my desires. That's an affirmation. You repeat it until you believe it. It may take 3 times. It may take 5 times. It may take 1,000 times. But don't knock it till you try it. All right, it says now is the time for you to fully realize that just like the sun, you are a powerful creator. Trust in this fiery and passionate energy that exists within your deepest core. We are all reflections of nature and possess qualities of the sun, characteristics of the ultimate potential of the healed masculine yang energy. Are you tapping into the center of unlimited creative energy and power? It's available to you. Now is a potent time for you to take physical and metaphysical action on your desires. They are moving closer to you. Stop overthinking and overanalyzing, which cause stagnation. Feel, embody, and express. If you have pulled this card, it could also be a sign that you have been harnessing your yang energy, and the fruits of your labor are very ripe. You have done well, and it's time to trust in your efforts. You have balanced your energies of masculinity and femininity, and it has unlocked power within you. When yin and yang are united, the power of creation is in your hands. Manifestations are coming. Love it, right? All right, guys, that's going to be your April 2024 collective energy reading. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly, and then we will jump to the free list. 2 spots left, Sandra says. Sweet. Here we go. Actually, instead of the video we normally watch, for those of you that may have missed it earlier, I want to show you 5 ways you could be impacted, or will be. You will be. I shouldn't say could be. You will be impacted by the solar eclipse energy. All right. So these are just going to be the twin flame readings. That's all that I'm offering tonight. I am going to do them as quickly as possible. And then remember, guys, tomorrow night is our regular Sunday night where we do love and astrology. I will be talking of the week of the 7th through the 13th. So we're touching on this solar eclipse a lot more tomorrow night, 8 p.m., guys. So make sure come back and join us for them. And then I will be offering some more paid and free mini readings at the end of that live. So tonight it is just the one reading. I'm going to show you guys the spread. I actually have it right here. And this is how twins are being impacted by this solar eclipse. So I thought that makes the perfect spread for us to look and see how you individually will be impacted. All right. So here's our list: Victoria, Vanessa, Sandra, Michelle, Diana, Jenna, Pooja, Joycelyn on Facebook, and Junior. Did Junior volunteer? Really? No way. I'm just saying, super excited if he did. That would be super cool. I'm supposed to be psychic. I didn't see that coming. All right. Oh yes, ma'am. I haven't even started. Let me see. Let me get it all down. She's like, I can't see the card. All right. So Victoria, Vanessa, Sandra, Michelle, Diana, Jenna, Pooja, Joycelyn, Junior. I don't even know what to say, but you're gonna have to wait and be very patient because I know where you live. And I'm just saying, it's hard being the last one on the list. But I'm excited now. Got my attention. All right. right, so Victoria is first. All right, so accelerating growth and healing is the first thing I'm looking at. Your own personal journey, Victoria. This is your accelerated growth and healing. The Witch card comes out. I love it. It means that you're tapping into all your abilities and you're creating the life that you want. It says, I wasn't always like this, you know, I had to create who I am. So the word creatrix is on here. It's about a certain type of witch. It's about implementing and using all of your abilities, again, to create and manifest the life you want and who you want to be in this lifetime, right? So that is beautiful energy. The next thing I'm going to look at is alignment and union. So are we looking at alignment? Are we looking at union? Which card is going to be number 41, Vanessa? Victoria, I'm sorry. All right, so we have number 5. This is going to be alignment, and it is potential and possibility, future, highest self, and quantum. It says, reach out to the potential that is calling for you. So it's letting me know this is alignment, not necessarily union. One, remember, guys, I believe we're always in union, like always. I know you're going to hear some twin flame readers talk about like the split soul thing. Hear people say there's different kinds. I'm not knocking it, okay? I'm just trying to say this is the type of awakening journey I'm experiencing, and this is the only type that I've seen, right? I feel like we're always in union. It's not a split soul, right? You're whole all the time. But I do see the potential and possibility. So it's like this potential and possibility is alignment. That's when spirit is bringing us into the path that our soul chose. It's not necessarily reaching the destination. It's just coming back into alignment. So in other words, it tells me it's very possible you've detoured from your spiritual awakening journey, and you could feel like as this Aries energy comes in, you're feeling more pressure because Aries is a lot of pressure, but also excited to get back to where you were, right? Or like the direction that you want to see. All right, so now I'm going to look at heightened spiritual connection and guidance. Victoria, thank you for being so patient. The truth card comes out. It says, that which is true will always be enough. Honor, Empress, and integrity. I love that it's the Empress card. It's definitely giving me that energy like you're at the veil, right? The veil is thin. You understand, you're getting the messages from spirit. How is the telepathy and the communication? All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. Sweet. All right, now Vanessa. Vanessa, say hi to me in the comments, please. And then Sandra, after Vanessa. Yay, better. Yay. All right, accelerated growth and healing for Vanessa on her twin journey. This is what's coming with this April 8th solar eclipse. Both ears just started ringing. The right ear was already going, but now both ears. All right, Vanessa, we have Dark Night of the Soul, Transformation, Awakening, and Tower. Vanessa, do you feel like you've already experienced your Dark Night of the Soul? And did you think that you were out of your Dark Night of the Soul? You know what I just recently realized? I've been having one long Dark Night of the Soul since, are you ready? 2019, since 2019. I kept thinking that I was getting out of it, that I was out of it because I could be like positive and yada yada, and my eye was see, you know, all the things. But I was repeating karmic cycles. it's like you can stay in dark night of the soul until the light bulb comes on, until like the rose colored glasses come off, until you actually see crystal clear repeated patterns, right? And remember, this eclipse season, I talked about that, repeated patterns, and that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. So there's something that you're doing that's going to be brought to light with this eclipse season, where it's like it's been repeated, and Spirit's just not going to let you repeat it anymore, because it's time for you to come out of that energy. And most likely, you feel like you have been coming out of that, but there's going to still be something. It's going to be accelerated. It's going to be shown to you much quicker, and you'll deal with it much quicker. All right, let's look at alignment and union. We have eternal center, guru, protection, and peace. There is a place within me, still calm, steady, and eternal. So this is your alignment, and I feel like this is a little bit of guidance too. It's almost like Spirit saying, when you feel like you've detoured, or I like to say like derailed off my soul's path, right? You need to center yourself, ground yourself. Maybe Spirit's asking you to meditate more, or maybe meditate more in depth, something like that. Guru is sticking out to me, so maybe like meditation classes, anything that would help you like learn to calm the mind or still the mind can be beneficial and help with your alignment. And again, I'm going to say alignment. All right, let's look at heightened spiritual connection and guidance. Heightened spiritual connection and guidance. So remember, everybody is experiencing this. Well, everybody that's on this type of spiritual awakening journey, right? Again, it could be internal. All right, so we have the awakened dead, number 16. Yours isn't internal though, is it, Vanessa? I can like sense the whole person. It says the things that almost broke me were the things that most woke me. It's the awakened dead, resilience, nirvana, and self-appreciation. That's what this person done. It's like they catapulted something in you that made you start learning your self-worth and valuing yourself, seeing your value better, right? Which gave you the self-appreciation. On the bottom is the seeker card. It says all-seeing eye, spirit, and release. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Vanessa. I hope that was helpful. She said, I don't think I'm out. Close, though. Agreed. I completely feel that, too, right? I don't think any of us may be out. But do we always stay in dark night of the soul? No, we don't. We start implementing and doing all the things and all the work, right? And it's like that becomes who we are. That becomes our life. And then it's no longer a dark night of the soul. All right, Vanessa, Sandra's next. Sandra, finger number 1 here. Thank you. What is that? Oh, I bet it's an emoji. Is it an emoji? All right, Sandra. Accelerated growth and healing. Accelerated growth and healing. So sometimes I say we're getting like an ascension lift. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. I feel like that's kind of the accelerated growth, a little bit of a lift, a little bit. Sometimes I feel like almost like Spirit's hand on my back, just like pushing me, like I'm trying to turn, go the other way. Spirit's like, no, we're going this way. Going this way now, right there. All right. So we have that red rose card. I just got in saying I liked earlier. It's number 18. Don't worry, darling. You'll find your way. A little overthinking, and I'm definitely getting like divine timing. Be patient with yourself. You could have tried to go after something. You could be being hard on yourself about the path that you're on, and Spirit saying like yourself up, because it's like there's something that's not. You know how I always say like when we're waiting for something, it's because Spirit is like further down our soul's path and putting something together for us, so that when we reach this area of our journey, then it's like something's ready for us. I'm definitely picking up that energy there. So your accelerated growth and healing is work on your healing. Don't push yourself to go. I think it's about purpose, right, Sandra? Because I know you, so it's like it's easy. It's like I feel like you're just going, man, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Why don't I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be? It's that type of energy. All right, let's look at alignment and union. I'm gonna tell you guys a trick now that we're a little bit through these lists. This is gonna be your masculine energy. This is gonna be your bridging energy, and the last one's gonna be your feminine energy. So if you already got your reading, go back and check that out. I love it, right? All right, alignment and union. You have magic mushrooms. Wow, see that coming. Okay, so it says miracles, fairy energy, and opening up. Stay open to the good and beautiful things. Are you seeing mushrooms for one? But I don't think it's the mushrooms. I think it's the bees. It's the bees. Sandra, I seen a bee and a wasp fighting on Miss Tina's porch today. No joke, true story. The magic mushroom is definitely giving me union energy. Union energy. All right, heightened spiritual connection and guidance. Heightened spiritual connection and guidance. The alchemist comes out. It's that one where she's flipping everybody off. It says, oh, I don't break that easy, not anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. I said that yesterday too. And that's true. Like that's kind of what's happening. Somebody sent me this picture. It's something about like, I want to say it said underdog mentality or something like that. And it was like this thing where it's like, you can try to keep me down or kick me down or, keep me from going wherever, but I'm not going to stop. I'm always going to get back up and I'm always going to keep going, right? That type of energy. That's alchemist. That's empowerment energy. Pain is the word that's on here. I just want to mention that that's what we're learning on the journey, right, Sandra? It's like we're learning to transmute that pain into power. On the bottom, the energy card. All right, I hope that was helpful. Sandra says, I just painted Charity a sign or two that had bees on it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I do feel I'm not fully ready to know my purpose. Maybe I'm already doing my purpose. I think that's true too. I think a lot of times we are, and we think that it's supposed to be like some weird thing, like I'm supposed to, I don't know, fly to a different country and I don't know, save all the hungry children. I don't know what we think, but I think a lot of times our purpose is to be who we are and where we are, so that we can help like shine that light for other people. Right? And those other people, like they may have a different purpose. Like they may be needed for like different things, right? Like maybe even something bigger or even something powerful, right? All right, Michelle. Michelle, say hi to me in the comments, please. Yeah, stay there. That's it for sure. All right, Michelle's. All right, first thing I'm looking at is accelerated growth and healing. Remember, this is April 8th, solar eclipse. I forget, let's go ahead and do that just really quickly. The rebirth card comes out, Michelle. It's number 13. It says, it's time to leave the old behind, shedding the chrysalis and taking risks. It's giving me a little bit of like fool energy, taking a leap of faith. Definitely some accelerated growth, right? Do you feel, let me know, Michelle, do you feel like sometimes you can feel like Spirit's palm on the back of, on your back, just kind of giving you this little gentle nudge forward? All right, let's look at alignment and union. All right, we have number 33, Michelle. Again, blown away. Find those who inspire you to bloom, grow together, community, connection, and reciprocation. It's the word reciprocation, Michelle, and it's definitely giving union card. I don't know, she's throwing me off. I didn't see that one coming either. All right, and now I'm going to look at your heightened spiritual connection and guidance. We have number 34. How interesting. It's time to come home. Big confirmation from spirit. So I can think whatever I want. I can be like, dead downer and judgmental, whatever, but it doesn't matter. The cards say what the cards say. And then when I doubt it, spirit gives confirmation. Like, yeah, don't doubt it because, spirit's not wrong, right? But heightened spiritual connection and guidance, you have, it's time to come home. Goddess of the sea, abundance, purification, and ego. On the bottom is again number 8. I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. Amazing, Michelle. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I hope that was helpful. I can't read my handwriting, so I don't know who this Pooja. Is it Pooja? No. Who was after? Let me know who was after Michelle. Oh, thank you, Michelle. She says, yeah, like Moses, the Israelis are at war in the world. Did you say something about past lives? I always say something about past lives. What are you talking about? We're always talking about past lives. Diana, thank you, Diana. I'm sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. Are we talking about the themes of power? Is that what you're saying? Like Moses? We're always repeating past lives. We're just one reincarnation after another. You'll see. It's interesting watching other people's spiritual awakening journey. Hi, Dana. Accelerated growth and healing. It's okay to forget and then remember all over again. The 2 eyes back to back. Look at that. The Voyager, return home, lessons and realization, emotions, alchemy, processing, and sensitivity. Both of those are your accelerated growth. I feel like you're remembering, right? You're starting to remember who you are. Your counterpart energy too, so they could be remembering who they are. Emotions could be high. You could be feeling some back and forth energy. You could be doing that. Is this my energy? Is this their energy? I feel like that's what you're healing, and that's what the accelerated growth is. That's what you're learning about. All right, alignment and union. Alignment and union. Let's see 2 more come out. That'd be interesting. Oh, just one. All right, the Great Goddess, it's number 32. Transcendence, divinity, and Shakti is here. It's definitely giving me like surrender, connection to spirit, crown chakra type of energy. It's kind of giving me Kundalini. It's giving me Kundalini, like running up and down all the chakras. Wow, that's again union energy. Anytime, this is something I've learned on my journey, anytime you experience Kundalini activation on this specific type of spiritual awakening journey, you are merging the masculine and feminine. Like that's part of the process of coming into what they would call divine union. Like that's the beginning process. So you could definitely be experiencing some Kundalini. It feels like a rush of energy just up and down through your chakras. For me, it was like a surge, and then like it reached the scalp, the crown. And again, Junior was there. I 2 hospitals I went to, you guys. Like I had to be checked out twice. But it was like it was surge, and then it came out the crown chakra, right? Like, I mean, it boiled. And so I heard somebody else say that like your emotions could boil as this energy is rising. And it definitely felt like that. My emotions kept rising and rising and rising. And that's definitely giving me some Kundalini. All right, heightened spiritual connection and guidance. The seeker comes out, Diana. All-seeing eyes, spirit, and release. Look at the confirmations. You see the top of her head? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. Sweet oblivion is on the bottom. You may not even know it's happening. I feel like you do, though. I feel like you do. All right, Jenna. Callings. I see now. Do you feel like you hear your calling, Junior? Or do you at least feel like you hear spirit telling you what to do or what you need to do? I'm so proud of you for hanging in here and being so brave because you knew I was going to ask questions. Jenna, thanks, Jenna. So Jenna, Pooja, and Junior, that's who we got left. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, love and astrology, more free readings. And of course, we will touch on that eclipse energy. All right, Jenna, here we go. Accelerated growth and healing. We have the Harmony card. Sunflower, it's about kindness. May sweet and soft things find you. Ease, inner child, and softness. It is an acceleration in your healing because you're focused more on inner child, which just means that like when you're out in the world and you're having an experience and you're sad, you're stopping, you're paying attention to that feeling, you're trying to figure out like why I'm having it, how do I take care of it. It's inner child work. It's definitely giving me like, do you have a shadow book journal? Like, are you doing shadow work? It's definitely kind of giving me that energy. So you do like an ascension lift because you have been putting so much work into inner child. And remember, inner child is like those abandonment and rejection wounds. All right, now I'm going to look at alignment and union. You have blessings and curses, psyche, self-love, and beauty. The sign says, do not be ashamed, not of your thorns or your flowers. Alignment and union. That's interesting. I feel like it's alignment because you're learning to love yourself type of energy. You're learning to see your own worth and your own value. And when you do that, it makes it a lot easier to believe counterpart energy when they see your worth and value, right? All right, heightened spiritual connection and guidance for Jenna. We have the rebirth card again. So I had to shuffle because I've been pulling them out, Jenna. You got two cards that we hadn't seen yet, but Spirit told me to shuffle and put them all back together. So that immediately let me know that you were going to get a card that we had already used. The rebirth card is the card, the reason I had to put them all back together. It says it's time to leave the old behind. Again, shedding the chrysalis and taking, again, giving me that type of like Fool energy, which isn't surprising because the Fool is Aries energy, right? The very beginning, first house, starting the journey. All right, I hope that was helpful. Wow, interesting. Yes, I probably was asking you that. We're almost there. We have Pooja next. All right, Pooja, I see you. So Pooja, we're going to look at accelerated growth and healing. Joycelyn is after Pooja. I almost messed that up. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Jenna. All right, Pooja, accelerated growth and healing. We have growing pains coming out. It's number 19, healing patience and unconscious. I feel like something is actually coming to the conscious, right? And we talked about that when we looked at that Libra full moon lunar eclipse. That was the subconscious, right? And the Aries solar eclipse is the conscious. So not too surprising to see that. So I feel like you're working through something that started with that Libra lunar eclipse that happened on the 25th there. Alignment and union are going to look at next. Being more patient with yourself. I think that's the unconscious energy. The red rose comes back out. So it says, don't worry, darling, you'll find your way. Again, confirmation, being more patient with yourself, being kinder to yourself. Let's look at the heightened spiritual connection and guidance. Overcoming obstacles, finding joy and carefree were the words on this one, Pooja. We have sweet oblivion coming out. So this is your heightened spiritual connection and guidance. It says, it's okay. I don't know what I'm doing either. Uncertainty, fate, and humor. The humor is definitely giving me this energy like Pooja, like it's okay to not have it all mapped out. And I kind of told this story at the beginning, Pooja. I don't know if you were here earlier. I was talking about my son and how he's kind of like making plan A, B, C, D, you know, like just trying to see things with challenging obstacles. And it's like you're kind of seeing things in a lighter sense. It's like the obstacles aren't as big of a deal. They're not as big of a trigger. They're easier to overcome, right? That's kind of the energy I'm picking up. All right, I hope that was helpful. Joycelyn, am I saying that right? I feel like sometimes I mess these names up. What is the object confirmation, Pooja? Thank you, Pooja. Thank you. And thank you for being so patient, ladies. All right, you too, Joycelyn. Here we go. Accelerated growth and healing. We have the Awakened Dag card coming back out. It says, the things that almost broke me were the things that most woke me. Resilience, nirvana, and self-appreciation. So you also have this counterpart energy here. It's very much like in my face type of energy. So it's not going to be internal. It's like someone came, awakened you, and now you're on this spiritual path. But I do feel like you think that it like really took you to like the foundation of something. It's like you had built something, like I'm seeing this big house and it's like now we're rebuilding, starting completely over, right? So definitely some alignment, accelerated growth and alignment, right? All right, so again, alignment, union, we have the mirror card, more union energy. It's going to be alignment. I feel like the others were actual, I know it's going to be out there, but I felt like physical union. And yours, this is more, the mirror is like the reflection. It's like understanding the reason that the person existed in the first place, understanding like why you had to go through something in the first place. That is going to be alignment. But I'm just saying that energy does lead towards union. The big picture is on there. All right, let's look at heightened spiritual connection and guidance. Heightened spiritual connection and guidance. We have Goddess of the Sea coming back out, number 34. It's time to come home. Abundance, purification, and ego. The guidance message that I'm receiving here is, one, you could be having that ego breakdown, right? That's happening really strongly. But purification, as long as you keep going through this purification process, it's like the connection gets more and more heightened, right? All right, I'm gonna leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. Sweet. All right, Junior, you're up. Say hi to me in the comments. Here's Michelle. Yes, guys, make sure please join us tomorrow night, Sunday night, Love and Astrology. I'm going to be looking at that week right there, 7 through the 13th. I will be doing a collective reading tomorrow night, and then I will offer some free and paid mini readings. And that's where, like, if you guys want to ask a specific question, twin flame, full detailed readings, that kind of stuff. But I am going to be offering a completely new solar eclipse reading, because remember, we've been looking at the solar eclipse energy for quite some time, right? So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a different spread, and I'm kind of wanting to look a little bit after eclipse energy, right? Like, we kind of seen what's coming our way or in our direction, and I want to see what's coming after. Do we think that Junior chickened out? Let me know. Let me know that you waited so very patiently. Let's see. All the schedule, the entire schedule, is already posted over on our YouTube channel. On Facebook too. All the elements are posted. I am going to keep this week as similar as normal as possible, the 8 p.m. So make sure to go over and hit those notify me buttons so it lets you know, right? Of course, yes. So it lets you know when I do go live, but all of those are posted and scheduled. Please remember, guys, I am going late this summer and schedules will change. It is possible that I'll have to maybe bring some times up, but I just want to say that I've appreciated you guys being here with me this whole time for 3 years. You guys have come in here and hung out with me. I appreciate you guys so very, very much. But it's possible that over the summer, you may not be able to catch a live. I may not be able to do it at 8. I may have to do it just when I can or when I need to so that I can get the information out there. But Spirit has informed me that we're not going to stop PLR. We will continue reading the elements and reading the collective energy just like we have been. Is it possible, though, that we have a little, some time changes and things throughout the summer? Yes. Remember, it's just a few months. It's just summer, and then I'll be back winter, and we'll go right back to normal, right? All right, Junior, here we go. April 8th, solar eclipse. Let's look at your accelerated growth and healing. Accelerated growth and healing. So something that's kind of giving you a little bit of a push towards your spiritual awakening journey. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, look at the confirmations, Junior. The mind comes out. Give it to the mind and it gives back. It says give to the mind and it gives back. So Junior, ready? It's saying that you need to, the acceleration that you're feeling right now is Spirit is making you focus on your mind. Spirit's making you focus on your mental health, and Spirit's making you do the work, right? It is a message, though, that the more you give to yourself, the easier it is, right? The more you heal. All right, alignment and union. Let's get alignment and union. This would be interesting. Wow, how interesting. Wow. The Memento Mori card comes out. It's number 22. Super interesting. The meaning is in the middle. Life, presence, and depth is here. It's definitely some strong alignment. It's giving me a little bit of Scorpio energy. Guys, Junior has Scorpio moon, in case you didn't know. Scorpio moon is very challenging placement to have. Remember, the moon is your emotions and how you feel about things. But I'm definitely getting like we need to meet in the middle type of message there. All right, let's look at the heightened spiritual connection. Heightened spiritual connection and guidance. All right, let's make a good one, Spirit. Thank you for being so patient and participating, being so brave. All right, ready? Here's your guidance. Number 12. Yeah. You may not like it. It says, go touch a tree. It is about grounding yourself. That's what's going to help you with this energy here. It's literally about going out in nature. And I don't mean out in a dark field somewhere. I mean like go out in a pretty lit up lake view, leaves, wind blowing where you're comfortable and safe. And I touch a tree. It says spirit of the tree. It says if you're in need of a lesson, Junior, if you're in need of a lesson, there is wisdom in the trees. I don't make this shit up. You see it? It says nature, priestess, and inner peace. Inner peace is on there. That's where you're headed right there, that inner peace. And the priestess is just you putting the puzzle pieces together.
All right. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Moderators, Michelle, Diana, Sandra, thank you so much for coming in. Everyone who participated, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, Love and Astrology, we're going to touch more on this very powerful solar eclipse happening to all of us. It doesn't matter, remember, what type of spiritual awakening journey you're on. But again, if you are on the same spiritual awakening journey as I am, I do feel as this powerful solar eclipse is really assisting cleanse, heal, and come into union, right? All right, guys. I hope to see everyone tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Thank you so very much. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.